Hello everyone, welcome back to Be a Learner. My name is Rakesh Suryavanshi and today we are going to learn how do we deploy our simplest applications to Azure Kubernetes. In our previous video we have discussed what is Azure Kubernetes, what all its different components and how do you provision the Azure Kubernetes in Azure portal. Let's try to recap our discussion and see how the application deployment works in Azure Kubernetes. So let's say we have the application developed by a developer and the application is ready to package into the container. So when we run the Docker command, which will basically build the container, so Docker build, then basically application will be packaged as a container along with all its dependencies. And then when we are going to deploy this particular container into the Azure Kubernetes or publish the container into the Azure Kubernetes, this particular container or the application will be packaged as a pod. A pod can have one or more container, but in this particular example, considering one pod has only one container. When you are going to host the application or the pod, it will be hosted inside of your Azure Kubernetes node. Here in this example, you can see that the same application instance is basically copied over 3 different nodes. It may also possible that your application would have 2 pods created in the same node and each of the pod contains the application container. I hope this is clear how the application deployment is going to work. Now we are going to discuss step by step how do we deploy this application in practical. Let's discuss what all different software tools you need in order to run your deployment. So very first thing which I'm going to use here is the virtual machine. So I have created a Windows virtual machine for this particular demonstration. So if you are using a Windows virtual machine for the Kubernetes deployment, then make sure you are using the virtual machines which is at least DSV3 configuration, because we will require the Docker installation on this particular virtual machine. You need to install the Docker desktop virtual machine. So to install the Docker desktop, you can search on Google Docker for Windows and then you will get the Docker installation guide to install the Docker setup. So you can directly download the Docker setup and the full guideline is given here. Next, we need to have the Visual Studio Code. So I have the Visual Studio. So install the Visual Studio for the Windows or whichever platform you're using. Install the next thing you need to have is the kubectl CLI. So make sure you have downloaded the kubectl CLI. So what is kubectl CLI is basically like you have the Azure CLI to interact any of your Azure resources in Azure with the help of Azure CLI. Similarly, kubectl is Kubernetes CLI. You can perform the operations like getting all the node details, getting all the pod related details, deploying any applications to the Kubernetes, deleting or updating the existing application, operation which you would like to perform in order to connect to your Kubernetes cluster. You would basically use the Kubernetes CLI, which is kubectl CLI. After the installation of Visual Studio Code, I would recommend you to install some of the important extension for this particular demonstration. So we need to have the extensions like Docker. So this is the extension which we need to install. Once you install the extension, you will see this Docker icon available here on your extension panel. Next, you need to have the Kubernetes extension. So once you have the Kubernetes extension, it will install this particular extension. It will also install the YAML extension as well. So what it will do is it will give you intelligence to create your different deployment templates with the help of YAML. So it will provide the intelligence for your deployment. We'll see in the demonstration how to use this particular extension. First of all, just to let you know, I do not have any container created for any of the application. I'm just making sure that the Docker desktop which I'm using does not have any container at all, so that we can make sure we are starting our demonstration from the beginning. Also, on my Azure portal, I do not have any Kubernetes cluster created. Let's go ahead and create a Kubernetes cluster. I'll quickly create a cluster by providing the details. So this is what it's going to create, a 3-node pool cluster by default. If you want, you can reduce it or upgrade it. That's our choice. I'm going to leave as is. The details of the procedure to create and understand everything we have already discussed in the previous section. If you want, you can go ahead and watch that particular video. Authentication mechanism, it's going to use the system identity for this AKS cluster, and this particular system identity will be using to connect our Azure Container Registry. For the networking, I'm going to use one of my existing network, and that's hence I'm using the Azure CNI for the networking topology. Let's select the virtual network. For the container registry, if you have existing container registry, select this existing one or create a new container registry. At the moment, I'm going to create a new container registry. So let's give it a name called ACR Learn AKS, and then I'll give it a name which is uniquely available. Select OK. So what it will do is it will create a container registry and give it the appropriate role to my Kubernetes cluster, so that when I'm going to update any, or when I'll try to fetch any of the image available in the container registry from the AKS, then AKS should have enough access rights to pull that particular image. Enable this particular option, you need to have the appropriate rights on your subscription. So the rights would, I'll ignore the tag and click on review and create. So that will create the AKS cluster and the container registry for me. Meanwhile, the container registry and AKS setup is creating. Let's go ahead and create our very first application. So for this demonstration, we are going to create a Node.js web application from the Visual Studio Code, and the same application will be deploying it into the Azure Kubernetes. So I'll run the command npx express generator. That will create a Node.js web application. So the application is installed successfully. Let me make this particular font a little bit bigger. Let's run the npm install command to install all its dependencies. Now we are going to use the Docker extensions to create and add the Docker files. So I'll go to the command palette, go and select the command palette, or you can use the Control Shift P. Search for Docker add files to workspace. So that will basically add the Docker files to your workspace or to your project. Select the language, Node.js in this particular case. It will request for selecting up your package file. So in this case, my Node.js package file is package.json, and then it will ask you to specify the port. If you want to override the port, I can override the port. I'll going to leave it as is. Include the Docker compose file as well. Yes, that will basically add a couple of files here. So if you look at here, we have the Docker file to build our Docker image. We have the Docker compose file, which will have the information for the deployment of your application. Basically, it will create a service environment if we need to use this particular file. And then we have the Docker ignore file basically. So it is similar to the get ignore file. While the building or running the Docker build command to build our application package, the number of files types which are going to be ignored with the help of Docker ignore file. Now let's try to understand the Docker file. So what we are trying to specify with the help of Docker file, when we say create a Docker file, so it basically identifies your application environment, and then basically it's trying to build the package. So if you read this file from this particular image, base image, which is node.this.app, basically we are specifying a couple of environment variables, working directory, and what we are saying, copy these files and everything which is mentioned here, and it will ignore all these files which is mentioned in the Docker ignore. And on top of that, basically it will run, after copy, it will run the npm install command specifying the name of your environment, and it will run and build your modules basically. So whatever you installation will complete, and it will move the those completed file into as an npm module, and then it will copy everything and it will expose your application onto this particular port. And after creating the package, when you run the docker run command basically, so this is what it will happen. It will run these two commands. It will run the npm and start the application with this start parameter. So this is how the definition of docker files. If you are not sure about how the docker files format looks like and how it works, don't worry about that, because our intention is not to learn everything about the docker. It's more about focus on the management of your container which is the AKS. So now as we have the docker file ready, next thing we need to do is run this particular docker file to create our image. To run the docker file, there are two things which we can do. First, you go to the command palette and use this command docker image build image. What it will do, it will run the docker build command and it will create the image on your local Docker desktop. It will run the docker build command with predefined set of parameters and configuration. If you don't want to use the predefined set of parameters which is already comes up with this particular configuration, you can run the same build command right here from your terminal section. So let me clear out this particular terminal at the moment. Now we'll run the same docker build command. So this is the command we are going to run: docker build remove tag. Next it will basically pull the image, and then you specify the file docker file labels if you want to label up your image, and then the tags basically for your image, and then the path of the project where you have all your source code. If I run this command, basically it should create the build the image. The command is completed successfully, and now we can see that we have the image already published here on our local Docker hub. This is the image name which we have specified in this particular command, demo latest. So latest is the tag and this is the image size. What I can do here is, just to test this particular image, I can run this image right here on my local container. I can specify run command. So what it will do, it will start this particular image with the help of docker run command. You can specify the docker run manually, or you can use the Visual Studio Code, and you can see that the one of my container has started running, and I can now test my application successfully. So let's go ahead and test the application. So if I use the local host and then port, and you can see that we have got the application up and running on our local, and this application is running from my local container. So part 1 is completed. Now we have successfully able to push the image to our local container. Just to verify the setup for our AKS setup is also completed. We have our Azure Kubernetes cluster created, and if I go to our container registry, so this is the container registry which it has created along with the Kubernetes cluster. If I go to the access control, so this is what the role it has assigned to this particular Kubernetes cluster. You can see this is what the role it looks like. So if you are doing any kind of automation with the help of ARM template or Terraform, then in order to connect your Kubernetes cluster to your container registry, this is what you need to do. You need to assign the contributor role to your user manage identity. So this is the manage identity of AKS, and it has got the contributor access to the container registry. Next we are going to push this image to our container registry. So let's go ahead and push the image to the container registry. I'll stop. Next we are going to create the tags based on our base image. So this is our base image. We are going to create a tag from this particular base image, and we are going to call it as our container registry name / the name of the image, and then colon the tag. Running this particular command will create a tag. So you can see that we have another image created with the same base image. So if I run the command docker images, I should have two different images, and you can see that the image ID is same because our original image was demo node.js demo, which is this one, and on top of that particular original image, which we have created another replica of the same image, which we are calling it as the container registry name and then tag of. In order to publish the image to AKS container, we need to connect to our environment. So I'll use first of all I'll use the Azure CLI to connect to our environment. I'll use Azure login command so that I can connect to my Azure subscription. So I'm successfully logged into my subscription. Now let's connect to our container registry, Azure container registry, with AZACR login and name of the container registry, so that will connect to our container registry. Login is succeeded now. First of all, we are going to use the ACR list command login server name. So this is our login server name. I'll copy this. Now as we need to push this image to our container registry. So let's see. So this is our container registry. As we can see, at the moment we do not have any repository published. Repository is empty. Now we are going to use the docker login command to connect to this particular container registry. To do that, let's go to the access key, enable the admin user, so that will create the admin user and password. I'll copy the username and password. So this is the username and password which we are going to use in docker login command to connect to the container registry. Just clean up. So this is the command docker login and the name of your ACR registry or container registry, and then username and password. The login has succeeded now. Before we push, I would like to create another tags from this particular container. So this time I'm using this particular image as a base image, and then from that I'm creating this particular image as a reference. So you can see that we have another image created, and this time the image reference name is specified as in the image name, which is mentioned here. Now let's run the docker push command to push this particular image to our container. I'll run the docker push and the name of the image. So this is basically pushing the image to Azure container registry. Our image is successfully pushed Azure container registry. So even though I don't know anything about the Docker and how it works, with the help of few simple commands, we can successfully publish the image to the container registry. Let's verify the registry now. So I go to the repositories. This is the image which we have published just now, and this is the version of that particular image. So as you can see, from latest we have created the image tag as in v1, so that's the reason it was showing as a v1. Now I have signed into my Azure subscription, and I can see that all the repositories available and images within that repository. This is what the images look like. So let me minimize this. This is what the image in the Visual Studio section.